Or is Chisora going to back up everything he said and done this week?
Unified rules of boxing, 10-point must system. 3 judges score the fight. No standing 8 count. No 3 knockdown rule. A boxer cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Will it be an angry Klitschko? We're going to key off that jab of Klitschko, which you talked about in your keys to victory.
And there's the right hand right behind it. They've been on it very well. And he's leading with the hook a little bit tonight because Chisora is slipping into the hook. And he's
better.
Klitschko has better defense, and he's a little taller when he pulls away from that shot. He fights off the back foot a lot, and he does have. He's really hard to hit with that overhand right. That's why I think Chisora should go to the body first and try to break him down.
Klappt wunderbar mit der linken von unten. Stößchen. Der rechte Aufwärtshake in die Mitte hoch, das klappt. Und mit System erwischen. Nicht mit Gewalt den rechten Crossschlag. Er muss nur schnell kommen.
Fritz Dunek's trainer, obviously talking in German in the corner between rounds.
Chasing Dr. Iron Fist.
He's trying to get inside. He's trying to follow, I think, a similar plan to get inside that long reach of Klitschko, the same way he did against Hellenius. The difference, of course, is that when he gets in there, he's met with something much more difficult to deal.
It's competitive.
Well, I'm not so sure about that, Bruce. I think that some of the antics, the spitting in the face of Vladimir, the slap, you know, the delay in coming out of the ring, that could be a little fear too, because he's trying to delay it.
But his style right now is not showing fear. Whether it's smart or not, we'll have to. But Freddie, it looks like it's difficult to throw a straight right hand at the range he wants to if the opponent, as is Chisora here, is right on top of him.
Yeah, he's kind of smothering that punch a little bit, and he's causing him to it's a little bit.
Und dann die rechte raufdrücken. Richtig von reinziehen. Bis er den rechten Aufwärtshake. Tempo ist okay. Du musst ein bisschen raus.
There's a good combination.
That right hand was right on the button. He lands a lot of those this fight. You know, who knows how long Chisora can stand up, but those are damaging shots. He's really loading up on the right hand punch now. It's kind of unusual. He throws them in his fights, but he seems to really be going after in this fight.
Yeah, usually he sets it up with the jab, but now he's leading with, he's going with the lead hook and the lead right hand, because I think
give Chisora that much. A lot of guys get knocked out by a shot like that.
The short left hand by Klitschko, not really a jab, just a little upper right hand again got through by Klitschko. Freddie, it's almost like he's keying off the right hand.
He really is. He's keying off with that right hand, and he's having great success with it. And if it works, it works. Keep using it.
So you can work at all that stuff in the gym like you. And Klitschko, you saw the power emanating from the right hand. He's got 44 so far in this fight.
Just to tell the audience, power punches are anything other than a jab, not necessarily a shot that a guy leads.
He was pressuring him a lot and backing him up, and Klitschko was a little bit less active in that round.
Now Klitschko goes back to throwing the jab. Eager to stay active and continuing to press Klitschko. That was a good little weave by Chisora.
He just didn't throw anything behind it, though, did he, Freddie?
Yeah, he made the right weave.
Crowd responding to that last punch by Chisora, but I don't think it did much damage. Final seconds of round 4. Right hand by Klitschko. Combination.
Hard. Chisora's are kind of landing, but not anything flush, like Freddie said.
More like glancing blows.
Vladimir Klitschko in the corner, working with his brother tonight. He'll be
He covers up with that kind of crab sort of defense. It's slightly reminiscent of the way Big George Foreman did when he put his hands together, try to get in there. Doesn't fight quite like George, but the defense is similar.
What do you make of the peekaboo stuff, Fred?
Well, it's a passive defense.
Half the amount of jabs that he did in his previous 8 fights, so he really has gotten into this right hand domination in this fight. And it's almost like Chisora is trying to get Klitschko to throw so many punches they'll tire himself straight right hand. So you can't possibly give Chisora that round. I mean, we got to go back into the Willie Pep days before a guy won a round and just moved and didn't throw a punch.
Sure. Well, against the guy that's coming in like Chisora says, with that pressure, I think if he kept meeting him with that jab, it'd find it much easier to land that that knockout right hand right behind it.
Maybe Chisora's just waiting because he's the one that's been predicting ever since.
And Chisora's not going to muscle Klitschko out of his element there in the middle. There's a right hand by Klitschko. He's not one of those guys you're going to be able to manhandle physically.
Klitschko's just going to work right now. He's breaking him down.
To be aggressive. There's a body blow. That makes sense, Freddie.
It definitely does make sense, and I wish he'd come back with the hook behind it. Another right hook to body, but nothing behind it. One punch at a time. One punch is not enough.
Chisora decided in the 5th round to just let Klitschko punch.
Yeah? But you're letting him control the pace,
And then the 60 came back.
We don't want. Yeah? Are you listening to me?
And
you
the power punches in that round,
we said on this guy.
15 each. Each is certainly making a better showing in the ring than he did outside the ring.
Yeah, I mean, he's losing the fight, but he's game. He's trying. That's all you can ask for. I mean, if he loses, he loses. But if he does lose this fight, he's going to go down swinging like he's doing right now. Unlike his British, he's got one standing in front of him right now, and they're making a good fight out of it.
And I don't think Chisora showed any fatigue in that 5th round. He just employed a different strategy. And now he's back to another right hand combination by Klitschko. You almost can see him waiting for that one good right hand to knock his opponent down.
Aber nicht reintreten, feststehen, okay? Der kommt von alleine.
Freddie, you may not know German well, but what is he trying to say as we look at that right hand that landed flush by Chisora?
And another right hand that landed big by Klitschko. That would be quite impressive if he could actually deliver.
Klitschko finally with the jab. Chisora doubling up on the left. Chisora very busy in the 8th.
There's no room to come back with a combination when you jump in with that big one shot. He's just trying to get lucky with one shot. I like him to see him throw those combinations a little bit more and lead him into the big shot.
Percentages pretty much speak for themselves. Very interesting round as you look at the Epix punch stats. Epix, a next-generation premium entertainment channel, video on demand, and online service.
I think he's getting a little tired. I really do.
Well, one thing about Klitschko is when he does score knockouts, which most of his wins are by knockout, at least in his last 10 fights, he's scored 7 of his knockouts in the 8th round or later. So he's a guy that doesn't get a guy out in 1 or 2 weapon for his entire career. Maybe he has could it be a left hand injury that we don't know about that sort of dispenses with it to a certain degree, which is why he's got kind of right hand crazy.
There's a right hand.
It definitely could be.
Coming up on a minute in round 9. Klitschko has not thrown a lot of punches in this round. Instead of the jab, and he's done that throughout the fight. Final seconds of round 9 for the WBC heavyweight title. And Klitschko picked it up in that last minute, and the crowd responds.
Obviously, that Vitali's winning the fight on the scorecards. We don't do that in the United States. In some other countries, they do it. The WBC insists on it. I think it's a horrible rule, but we're stuck with it in overseas fights.
So we're headed to the 10th. Scheduled for 12.
Maybe that's the reason. We don't know for sure. Maybe we'll find out after the fight.
He's only landed 4 jabs per round, which is way off for Klitschko. He's actually landed 60 in fights.
I mean, listen, I'm not inside his body. We don't know exactly what's going on, but they get a little nick or a little cut and they're done.
Especially being the champion.
Of course, and he wants to keep a schedule. He wants to fight multiple times this year. He probably looked at Chisora as a guy that they took a calculated gamble with that says, maybe it's a tough fight, but I can win even if I'm a little bit dinged up. I say this, it's one of the more exciting Vitali Klitschko fights I've seen maybe since that outstanding battle he had in a loss against Lennox Lewis. Corey Sanders fight when he won the title for the second time in 2004, the vacant title that he had after Lennox had retired. That was a real exciting. He got robbed against Hellenius.
Good point.
And Hellenius, as a matter of fact, not that long after that fight, just this past January, last month, underwent shoulder surgery because of an injury that had been giving him problems and was perhaps exacerbated in the fight against Chisora. So he
again looking for the right hand.
If he had Chisora turn around there and throw a right hand, that could have been a very, very dangerous shot. I don't know if he landed at full force, but that could have been a real problem for Chisora.
Right hand, right on the button, followed it up with a solid jab. Chisora with the uppercut. A little bit of a Hail Mary chance there. Referee Guido Cavallari's done a good job separating these guys after a multi.
Reckless.
Last round.
You know, I think a lot of those things just trying to motivate himself and try to really get his head in the game. But after the fight, he'll be very respectful, I'm sure.
You know, not enough punches thrown there by Chisora fighting from behind. Do you agree?
I definitely.
He's pressed the action better than he has landed punches.
That's a good point, but that has probably resonated with the judges a little bit to the extent that he'll win some rounds.
A right hand, but instead just wrestles his opponent into the corner. Final seconds of the bout. Another right hand that Chisora did. And now Vladimir wants to fight him. Right now or another date?
Well, remember, they had 2 fights scheduled, and because of various injuries and issues, the fights were canceled. Klitschko ended up not rescheduling.